Hi guys, my name is Miller and welcome back to another season video, and I think by now you guys should know what that means, right? In this video I will go over all the relevant information for the coming 14 days, from cars to events and perhaps a possible update. But to start off, the claiming of the car like usual, and the for now last time you will see the name of this crew. The From These Shadows family have reduced the number of crews and I sadly fell out of the boat. I would like to thank From These Shadows for an amazing 44 seasons over a span of a year and a half. They have brought me some unique and special cars with their main crew and over 44 seasons of all the milestone cars and always had my trust as a crew. And now that I had to find a new crew, the lost son has returned home to Too Fast For You. The OGs will remember the name of course. I was a proud member and an admin of the crew for 17 seasons back when I was a newbie, and we also had a top 10 run. They have now rebuilt the crew thanks to the great management of the boss and the admin team, and I'm glad to be back. But it is bittersweet as I had to close off a chapter with From These Shadows. But in the end, I do wish them all the best with future Purple Star runs or any other member in the family. Back now to the purpose of the video, as that's why you guys are all here for anyways. The Ferrari F8 Tributo is a beautiful car, both in real life and in game, but when it came out on renders I was not the biggest fan, and the backend is still something I have to get partially used to. But the lovely glass back window, which pays such a tribute to the Ferrari F40, is one of the features that just convinces me. But other traits which are back compared to the last couple of models, such as the 458 and the 488, is the quad rear light arrangement. And then you have the wraparound rear spoiler reminiscent of the 308 GTB. The front however is my favorite part of the car, with the S-duct which improves the downforce by an insane 15%, but it is definitely not as drastical as the 488 Pista. One of the things many probably did not notice yet is the black trim just in front of the window, but I have to say that I do not know what the purpose is of that. The regular 488 does not have it, but both the Pista and the LaFerrari do, so I can only presume it's like an aerodynamic feature. Performance wise in game I was able to get it down to a 7.73, which will without a doubt be improved anytime soon, but I don't think we will see a 7.69, but still is a dyno killer nonetheless, which could be a worth upgrading car as a starting player. For the future this car does open opportunities of course to the Ferrari F8 Tributo Spider, which would also be a lovely addition to my collection. Onto this season prize car, milestone car, the ATS Automobili GT. Probably a car most of you never even heard of. Neither did I to be honest until my parents had seen it last year at a car show. It is an actually quite old manufacturer from back in 1963, but since then only two models have been made, the 2500 GT and this GT you see here as an homage to that car. But the story behind how the company was founded is quite funny. ATS or Automobili Turismo e Sport was founded by a group of 8 engineers and technicians from the Ferrari Formula 1 team back in 1961. They were fired by Ferrari as they did not agree with Enzo Ferrari's wife's influence on the company. They decided to make their own Formula 1 car in the hope to beat Ferrari, but they failed miserably, with their best results being 11th over the 1962 season, which was then also filled with loads of retirements for the team. But that did not close the chapter for them. They also focused on a road car, being the 2500 GT, which was revealed in the 1963 on the Geneva Auto Show. But the company went upside down a year or two later and ended up with only 12 units produced. In 2017 it got picked up again with this project, and this year they started with the production of the homage to the 2500 GT. The car is based and built on a McLaren 650S, but with some changes to the body, with my favorite being the backlights. Massive, round, red and simple. That's how I like it. But of course there are many other beautiful features on this car, of which the Italian flag on the underside of the wing of the season price model. In total only 12 models will be produced, so I don't expect many colors to be available in game. The season price car comes in this color scheme, which reminds you without a doubt of the Tricolori. The milestone spec is simpler however, and it just comes in red. Performance wise it is capable of putting a 7.874 according to the dyno, but the pattern is quite odd and hard to match that. But it does not matter too much, as it will be hard for you to max it out anytime soon, unless you're gonna yeet your keys through the window, or are any of these guys here on the leaderboard of course, who seem to have every car maxed within hours. Prestige car, and it's one which you might have to spend some keys for, involuntarily. The Donkervoort D8 GTO, a milestone prize from season 70, so not that much time yet to collect fusion parts, but plenty of time to collect dust, as it probably did with many as it did with me. The reason isn't because it's a poor car, it's simply due to the lack of fusion parts. But now you will be able to pull it in various new colors from the silver crates on a 10 times drop rate, which will start tomorrow. And hopefully some fusion parts come along as well in the supply cups in the coming season. The donkey, as it's named by some as well, or even Saita from the Pokemon if you look at it from this side apparently, is performance wise not the greatest car, but a great dino killer nonetheless, just like the BAC Mono. So it isn't a useless car, but it will be quite of a money pit, so make sure to be saving up that cash and that keys. I expect the final time to be of a 10.1 to 10.2, like the Roush Mustang is a tier 5 car, but I do hope that it's a tad slower, taking in mind Donkervoort fusion parts are quite hard to get. Tips I can give here is to make sure you complete all the supply cups and stretch it out as long as possible before spending on crates. Events, and of course the event I'm here to talk about that dropped out of nowhere today is the Koenigsegg Jesko Flash event, and even I was surprised because I genuinely thought it would be next week. The Jesko is the latest creation of Koenigsegg and it turned lots of heads at the Geneva Auto Show, and I was lucky enough to actually see the car with my own eyes, and I have to say they brought the car amazingly into the game with all its details like usual. With an engine producing 1600 brake horsepower and promised to be able to hit 300 miles per hour mark, which is just shy of 500 in metric system, it can be said it's one of the peaks of 2019. Also, the name Jesko is a tribute to the father of the founder, Jesko von Koenigsegg. I will go more in depth on this car in the upcoming video, but what you should know is that it will be a flash event, which means it is a paid car for hard cash. But on the other hand, it will probably be the cheapest car to get sub 7 seconds anytime soon, as fusion parts are available in the game already for some time, and the only cost will be trying to get stage 6 parts if you want to do so. My best run I was able to hit is 6.974, making it the second fastest car in game, and that time will without a doubt be improved, but I don't think it will touch the Tuatara. But now comes I think one of the things that is less surely known about. The season ends on October 31st, and what day is that? Well, Halloween, which to me means an event should be expected, right? But there are no cars in this build for rewards for such an event, so I think the update can be expected this season, or there will be no Halloween event at all, which I strongly doubt, because knowing Natural Motion, they always take advantage of holidays as we had on Easter and Christmas and Made in America. The first ever Halloween event was a Trick or Treat Cup, where rewards were not really known and popped up as a surprise, and it was either very good or bad, like Trick or Treat, which was a lot of fun. Then we had a cup last year, just a leather event with multiple lock-ins if I recall correctly, where you could win the Beast of the Green Hell, the Mercedes-Benz AMG GTR in matte green. So I doubt they would just not do anything this year, so I'm calling an update to drop this season. I just really hope for it to be maybe some more cars to be integrated in the update as well to see what possible future seasons bring, as long as it has a Halloween event because I want to get in that Halloween mood. Other than that, I don't think there is much to talk about. What is left then for the current update is a Project 8 season price car. Some of you guys have already seen the milestone spec off in one of my videos earlier this season. And then the prestige car will be a monster which can fit an Abarth 500 in the boot. Small riddle for the OGs out there. Unless the Halloween update changes anything, the Golden Cup is expected next season for the Aston Martin 177, but so is an update, so let's just hold our breaths for now. If I'm allowed to do so as well, some personal info in here too. This season I hope to be getting my new computer, which I'll build myself, so maybe streams might improve anytime soon, or they will just stay poor. I think that's all for today. Maybe the only point I can add is that I'm quite happy with the showdown for the Ford one I'm talking about, as it's a fair event with just an teeny tiny thingy that prevents me from playing it, being that the silver keys are not rewarded on a round number, meaning that it would just kill my OCD like it happened with my tokens, or my components for the Legends story mode. And I think that's not just me, many others will not really like this, as I've seen some posts go around this, but of course it comes down to personal preference, up to you to play it. Fastest car is a Shelby GT500 for this event, and it's a worthy winner which isn't a pay to get car, which is always a nice bonus. Done here for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to leave a like, subscribe for more content like this. My name is Miller, see you around, and keep racing.